here today with Steve Helvie, who is the VP of Channel Development for the Open Compute Project Foundation. Steve joins us at our conference Data Center Transformation, which we at EPS Global hold annually in Frankfurt.
In the past couple of years, there have been many facets that I see that have changed. One specific one that comes to mind is around how software is driving the changes within the facility. Many years ago, you had a heavy legacy-oriented architecture around the application. Now with all the new web-based applications and all virtualized applications, it's driving a need for a less resilient data center. So I can get by with a more commodity type of hardware, more generic style of hardware than I did in the past. Then on the actual operations side itself, I see a lot of operators driving for an insatiable amount of simplicity. They're trying to leverage a lot of what some of the larger hyperscalers are doing and implementing it into, say, even their centralized data center, or even now as we move toward the edge, and the ability to handle all of the new devices that are coming online to provide localized, aggregated edge, and even mobile edge computing. So OCP was started in 2011 by Facebook, and it was geared around taking their hardware designs and open sourcing. The idea is that with a community, you get faster pace of engineering. That then was turned into a technical nonprofit. We now have over 250, close to 300 members. And it's really driven by the volunteers. We have 11 working projects. And like most open source organizations, these projects tackle problems that are raised by the community. For example, in the telco project, they may be working on specific telco style racks that would fit into an edge data center. And in the hardware management group, we might be working on some open systems firmware. So from that, we have over 6,000 engineers that are collaborating monthly through monthly meetups and engineering workshops throughout the year to really drive these contributions, whether it be a specification, a design file, a reference architecture, to move the open networking and then the open foundation forward. Looking at, if I were to take this from a few different perspectives, one would be the end user. So what you get at the end user level is you get what is the result of a vendor and a customer working together. So in many cases, whenever I would make a product, I would then make it in silo or perhaps for one particular customer, and then I would standardize that and then sell it to the broader market. With open compute, you have a community providing input, and it could be everyone from a facilities operator all the way to a network manufacturer, to a board manufacturer, to an end customer, all providing input, then developing that particular product. And so they get the benefit of all of this skill set. From the supplier side, you get the benefit of understanding customer demand before you go out and make a particular product that may not meet a broader scale market. And you also, again, expose your engineering group to a broader set of engineers across a multiple faceted level of skills. Then the third piece is on the operator side. So on the operator side, when these new designs come through, it's very important for end customers to be able to then turn to the operator and say, these are the new types of designs. I need a facility that is geared and designed for managing and deploying and operating and supporting all of the new hardware that's coming out. So I'm seeing across, again, end customers, suppliers, and operators all benefiting from open designs. Say the top 3 or 4 verticals that I've seen, minus the hyperscalers, it's certainly telcos, service providers, it's a pretty broad category. It could be a tier 2 CSP, could be a software as a services type of company. The third category are the web companies, so e-commerce companies, gaming companies, anybody with an open source mindset is certainly taking advantage of this, running Hadoop or OpenStack. Then I would say the next level of organizations that are looking pretty heavily would be financial services organizations, healthcare organizations, and public sector. No, just my sincere thanks to the folks at eShelter and EPS for putting on such a great event, and the importance of having strong partners when you try to do open source hardware. So it's a fast-moving community, and it's important to have service providers that you can trust, like eShelter and EPS, to help you navigate this new area of hardware.
That's great. Well, thank you for joining us today, Steve.